Hey everyone, how you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing well. Today we're going to be driving my Model 3 using hardware 3 running FSD 12.6.4. And it's a pretty nice day today, so I shouldn't see any problems. And yeah, we're going to be testing hardware 3 on these open roads. These are where hardware 3 really excels. So if you guys want some good videos on hardware 3, these are kind of the roads that I usually take sometimes. So if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to like and subscribe because I post videos like this one literally all the time. So if you guys are looking to get a used Tesla, maybe these older models, or maybe you guys are looking to subscribe to FSD with your older Tesla. So, you know, these videos will help you give a really good idea of what to expect and how the experience is. And personally, I really like it. So we are just cruising down these roads with these, following the flow of cars, and this is what hardware 3 can do. This is really the best example of it. Just follows with these cars. So if these roads are similar to what you guys have, or you know, where you usually drive your Tesla, then hardware 3 would probably be fine. Like, I use hardware 3 on roads like this all the time, and it's nothing but a good experience for me. It's only when it's downtown or super complicated situations where it's an absolute disaster. So we are slowing down. It is a little bit of a downhill here, so we're getting a little bit of that regen back, which is nice. Keeping a good following distance from the car in front of us, and slowing down very smoothly. This Jeep behind us is pretty close to our butt, but it's whatever. Lots of people are trying to get to where they need to go, so you know, with FSD sometimes it drives a little safer than most drivers. And if you guys are, you know, a crazy driver, maybe you get a lot of speeding tickets, FSD could really help you out with you know, trying to stay legal. And the light still hasn't changed, but you know, we're a comfortable distance from the car in front of us. And yeah, like, this is pretty much how I would have drove here. And yeah, I know a lot of you guys in the comments are bashing hardware 3. A lot of you guys are getting into some little arguments in the comments, and honestly, it's kind of just like whatever works for you, you know? Like, if hardware 3 satisfies your needs, and you know, you guys drive on a lot easier roads for the car to handle, then hardware 3 might be a better value in terms of like buying the Tesla, because Teslas can be expensive, and especially in this economy, everything's expensive. So just buy whatever you guys can afford. I just wish the subscription was cheaper. I just wish there was a way to buy out the buy out the feature. Subscriptions are so dumb, but you know, it's the situation we're in. But it takes these curves very nicely, and we're gonna be making a left at the light. We're still following really nicely behind this car in front of us. There's a little bit of congestion here, but I think we will make it to the light. This is a pretty long light. And yeah, guys, if you guys are, you know, looking to get a used Tesla, and you guys are like in the market, or maybe you guys have some questions that you can't find anywhere else, just comment those questions down below. I try to answer them. I'm thinking of doing a few Q&A videos, like where I just go through all the comments, because there is a lot of questions, and I try my best to answer as many as I can with the time I have. But you know, sometimes I want to give a little bit more of an in-depth response. So if I don't respond to your comment or your question, chances are I'm trying to make a Q&A video about it, and it's just taking me a little bit of time. And I think I'm going to go that route. I think you guys would probably prefer to just have a Q&A video where I just answer all the questions straight up. And then, you know, maybe make another one down the line. I feel like that might be a better format for answering the questions, instead of just dedicating a whole video and then you not even knowing that I answered the question in the previous video. You know, some of you guys have a little time on your hands. You can't watch all the videos, and I understand that. And for those of you who have been watching all the videos, you know, thank you guys. It really means a lot. I see a lot of familiar commenters, you know, familiar fans, And it's really nice, you know. You guys are really helping the channel out, and it's kind of motivating me to make more videos and make better videos, you know. And yeah, I think I'm just gonna answer them in a big Q&A video. So yeah, if you guys have any questions that you want me to answer, just put it down in the comments, and I'll answer it. I've owned this Tesla for about a year now, used FSD for the same amount of time. I basically used it since I got it, and I feel like I am pretty experienced in the hardware 3 world. I have no idea about newer Teslas or hardware 4, so I don't really know about that. But yeah, if you guys are looking to get these older Teslas and have any questions, I'll be making a video about it. So just put in the comments and I'll answer it. But we made that left turn very nicely. Still following perfectly behind this Acura over here. Acura is gonna make a left or right turn, and slowing down. Light's about to change possibly, you know. Make it through the intersection, and now we're following this Mazda, and we're centered very well. Just going the speed limit, and this area is a very, you know, residential area. I don't want to be speeding. You could obviously change the offset. You have the few modes. A lot of you guys are asking questions about the modes. Standard, chill, hurry. Those are only for highway. It's not for roads like this, I don't think. If you guys have any more knowledge about that, be sure to comment it. You know, I don't design this kind of software, so I don't really know like the inner workings. But to my knowledge, that chill, standard, and hurry only affect highway driving. From when, you know, when I get onto an on-ramp, it shows on the top over here next to the battery percentage that it's in chill, standard, or hurry. But in, you know, regular like street driving, regular roads, I don't really notice that much of a difference when I have any of the options. The only difference I really notice is having the speed offset set lower. And yeah, I think Tesla's trying to go for this like one size fits all kind of situation, and I feel like that's probably the best. But obviously everybody prefers to drive differently. You know, if you guys are actually in a hurry, it's probably better to put it in hurry mode. If you guys are not in a hurry, it's probably better on standard mode. And if you guys just want to save some energy, put it in chill mode. I personally prefer it in chill mode. I just don't like the car switching so many lanes all the time. It's just a personal preference. I just like to minimize risk of any accidents occurring. I drive a ton. I drive so much, so lowering the chance to near zero is, you know, my priority. But for these videos, I like to show you guys what it could do, you know, how it can handle, because many of you guys will drive very differently from what I would drive. Coming up to this intersection with these cars stopped, it's decelerating very nicely, and now we're stopped behind this beautiful blue Honda. And that was very nice. I know a lot of you guys are, you know, if you guys are in Canada, you guys know that summer does not last long. So if you guys are looking to get a Tesla to maybe do some road trips, you know, make the road trips a little easier with the family. It makes my road trips a lot easier. You know, I went out of the city for a little road trip, you know, on the 401. And it really made my whole highway experience so relaxing. I was just able to just talk to my family, just chill out, you know, just get to our little place of peace. And it's just nice, you know. It really helps with these road trips out of the city. I don't know about like too far north, or like, you know, places without chargers, but along the 401, along highways in America, you probably don't even have this issue. In America is probably a way better charging network for the Tesla superchargers than Canada. But even here in Canada and Ontario, like, there's chargers everywhere, especially like if you guys are looking for third parties. I still haven't used a third-party charger. I just feel like the experience might be, it feels like there's a lot of friction with that experience. I just don't know enough. So the Tesla supercharger experience has been very seamless for me. So I prefer to use that. Maybe the third-party chargers are a lot more seamless, or maybe even better. I just haven't used it. So if you guys know if the third-party chargers are a lot better, comment down below, because I'd like to know that. That'd make make distant driving a lot more better. The light's about to turn green now, so we're gonna be following this Honda and just see how it performs here. Accelerates smoothly, keeping a good distance, staying centered in its lane, following the car in front of us, not getting over to the right there. And yeah, it looks like my foot's on the gas pedal or the accelerator, but it's not. It's just over there. I just have my seating position a little bit back, so I have to like stretch a bit, but I am not pressing the accelerator, for those of you who think I'm driving. But I'll tell you when I disengage, I'll tell you when I press the accelerator, and yeah. So I'll tell you if I intervene at any moment. I'll only intervene to make the situation safe. If you guys are a longtime viewer of the channel, you guys know I like to intervene before I could really push hardware 3, because I just don't like to create, you know, unnecessary stress on the road. This all is educational purposes, but you know, I still think safety is my main priority here. I want to bring these videos while also making sure it's as safe as videos, you know, to demonstrate it. And yeah, if you guys like the video, be sure to like the video, subscribe, check out some of the playlists. I have long form playlist, shorts playlist, auto park playlist, so you guys could check out a variety of different tests I do for hardware 3, some hardware for some highway driving. So if you guys want to see, if you guys are looking to buy a used Tesla, old Tesla, looking to subscribe to hardware or to FSD, just be sure to check out the video, and you guys will get a, you know, a very concrete experience, and or concrete understanding of the experience. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Peace. See you guys in the next one.